Hello and welcome to What About It?
I can do one better. Who about it?
Well, I'll do one better. Why about it?
So how are we all getting on today?
Oh, enjoying the sunshine. Makes
Yeah.
a welcome change.
Yeah.
We never get sunshine in Scotland.
No, I've been sunburned twice already.
Yeah.
No, not really.
We're
I'm
about.
surprised.
It's so mad because I get sunburned real quick.
What have you been up to recently?
My niece started potty training, and she's now turning to me to go and say, "I need a poo." So I've got that to look forward to when I'm babysitting in a month's time. So I feel like there's
yes.
going to be shit everywhere.
Literally. Shit's gonna go down. Hopefully. Not up.
Thanks, niece.
Talking to children, how's things with your little one, Austin?
Oh, just gosh,
How's
fantastic.
fatherhood?
It's great. It's actually kind of really calming down, which
Yeah.
is nice. Yeah, like he's in his own bed now. Starts his first job on Monday, helping out with the rent. No, yeah, it's great. Like he started giggling away at things now. Like we'll put him, like in the morning. Like it's so weird to say, but like he loves watching the telly, like which is bizarre because he's not even 6 months old yet, you know. So like he'll sit kind of on my knee and we'll watch the telly, and he just starts laughing at like random things that come up. It must be like the colors or the shapes or whatever. But like he'll nearly urinate with laughter, and like sometimes he stops breathing, and we're like, right, that's absolutely not how you laugh.
Has he got a favourite show?
For kids stuff, he loves the Teletubbies. Boy goes crazy for that shit.
But
And Teletubbies has got real, like, even weirder. Like they have baby Teletubbies
Wait, it's still
now.
going?
Oh yeah, it's brand new. Poe is not Asian anymore.
Poe is Asian?
Yeah,
Yeah.
come on. Poe would be like,
I don't see race.
I don't see color, even though Poe's red. Yeah, like they've redone them all, and now they've added like baby Teletubbies in.
Have they got different like antennae? Or...
Yeah, one's got like a lightning bolt, and I'm like, you're my favorite.
Are they CGI now?
No, the baby ones are though.
Spoilers ahead for obviously Deadpool 2 and the first Infinity War. Initial thoughts on Infinity War. Robert, starting with you.
It was good. It was mental to see about 60 billion characters that all had 60 billion different movies. All take time on one episode, film.
One
And I
podcast.
knew exactly what everyone was doing at one time. And when I got bored at one bit, there was like, oh, here's another character of interesting thing going on. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
I cared about everything, start to finish. It was a story.
Yeah, the caring thing was the main thing because my favourite bit was Captain America when he went, I am Steve Rogers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is,
He's nomad
if
shit.
they'd done that in something like that in Justice League, you go, all right, I guess that was funny. Whereas this, you went through, 7 films with Captain America now?
Yeah.
Easily.
Captain America trilogy, you've got Avengers and all, Avengers 2, blah, blah, blah. And you understand the character development from him, and you know how genuine a guy he is and how he always has his morals close to his heart and how being a gentleman is such a key principle for him.
Yeah.
So him, meeting this tree that's completely
And just
insane.
impaled like
It's
12 people.
Yeah, it's a tree talking, and he goes, the tree, as far as just introduces himself, I am Groot, and the first thing he thinks to do is go, I am Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
We
Like,
understand that because we've had that big build up.
They've given him these characteristics, like slowly drip fed into our heads over like 8 or 9 years, that he's a cheese puff. Like he is like the most stereotypical 1930s 40s guy you'll ever meet. Like kind of like, can I take your arm to the dance, ma'am? Like he's that guy. It just so happens that he's also a superhuman.
You owe me a dance. You're my best girl.
Yeah, like exactly. He's that guy. He's so cheesy, but like the thing that really made me smile was like all the characteristics of these characters from the last 10 years. Like none of them were lost. Everyone had their own like personalities brought in. Like it wasn't like, all right, okay, well, Doctor Strange, like whatever, just do your thing. I don't really know what your movie was like. Like he was Doctor Strange in this movie.
Yeah.
Which is
And they paired it up for the groupings of how they managed this film, and the pairing up of, okay, let's have this kind of character meet this kind of character.
Yep.
And how so Rocket Raccoon meeting
Thor.
No, I was going to say Arm Man. What's he
Oh,
called?
Winter Soldier.
Bucky. Yeah,
Yeah.
Winter Soldier. mental. You've got
and the fact that he commented on like I'm going to need your arm,
Yeah.
and then that refers back to the Guardians of the Galaxy film.
Yeah, totally.
The folk that have seen Guardians of the Galaxy can go.
He likes that stuff.
he likes arms and
then
body parts.
But if you get somebody that's coming in fresh, that's still funny.
Yeah. Because it just seems like this raccoon's insane.
Yeah. And you've got Spider-Man meeting Guardians of the Galaxy Star-Lord.
Yep.
Same kind of character. You've got finally Doctor Strange meeting Iron Man, same kind of character.
Goatee bros.
You know, it's all those kind of like, here's the same kind of
Yeah.
points of view, meeting to each other and kind
But
of
at the same
clashing and
time,
having-
I think kind of thing that was really nice was it was kind of like Tony Stark meeting himself 10 years ago.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's so much more developed now, and especially since Peters came into his life, he's kind of became that father figure, and sort of, and the whole thing with the vision Scarlet Witch gave him has made him take on this extra responsibility when he's seen everybody lying dead, and he's now got all this going on in his head and stuff, and he's developed as a character since Avengers 2 and since Spider-Man Homecoming. So seeing him come up against Doctor Strange, who is like him 10 years ago, it's great to just see that development.
I quite like as well how
so
Doctor
much in your
Strange
face.
like kind of draws the old Tony out.
Yeah,
Because he's like, Doctor Strange is arrogant, he's pushy, and then Tony Stark's like, hey, don't do that. That's annoying, you know.
But
I like that.
You've got a man of science that can do mental things with, you know, his technology, and another one that is all mysticism and
defies
alter
everything
reality.
that Tony stands for, basically.
So they're leaders in both in their own worlds, but they're clashing and colliding at this point where it's like they need to have mutual respect to each other at this point, and that's where they're trying to learn it because they're completely different ends of the spectrum of what they do, and that's what I think was so good about that film. They made that so evident and so natural, and it wasn't just like, oh yeah, this guy's a bit of a twat and this guy's a bit of a twat and they don't like each other because they're twats. You know, you got that, but also you found that bit of...
Yeah, but it was like, they did it in a way that didn't seem forced.
Yeah.
The one I just realised as well that you said something that has just popped into my head, that Scarlet Witch gave Tony Stark a vision, and Tony Stark kind of gave Scarlet Witch a vision of her own.
he
You know what I'm
kind of
saying?
did.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that is true.
Vision for vision.
Yeah, a wee vision exchange.
Vision.
So what was everyone's thought on Thanos, the main villain?
Best hero in a film ever.
I'd say second best Marvel villain in the MCU after, I still think Hela.
Yeah, she was pretty awesome.
So I would disagree on the basis that I think that the film was a Thanos film. You know,
Yeah,
it's always
that's what I
Infinity
loved
War.
it. Aye.
You didn't go through his mind process, first person kind of like, okay, I'm now going to attack this place, but everything circulated behind Thanos. What was thinking, where did he come from, what was doing, what's his purpose, what's doing next, what can we do to kind of stop him, all that kind of stuff. It didn't concentrate on any of the adventures, all that stuff. It was all Thanos, and that's why the film worked so well.
Do you know what was really good though? The fact that it was a Thanos film, and it did kind of give us a vague backstory, like, or flashbacks, but it didn't exactly go back to his childhood, and it didn't go in depth about, because a lot of the first films for people in the past have been too much of an
Like
it's like, we get it, this person's down on the luck, or this person's arrogant, or whatever.
Yeah.
We get it, and it kind of you go into a Doctor Strange film and you've got to wait an hour and 30 minutes before he becomes Doctor Strange. Whereas
then Dormammu comes out of nowhere.
yeah. So whereas in this, he was Thanos from the word go.
Yeah.
And we get kind of brief flashbacks and stuff, but it's through him trying to get the stones that we start to understand them more.
Yeah.
And then we get the flashbacks with Gamora and all that sort of stuff. So.
Like even when, so the whole thing about getting the Soul Stone from Gamora, it was so poetic in terms of saying
good.
Nebula split apart, broke to pieces, which as a character she has been because of her sister.
That shot was so cool.
And it was just that kind of communication. You didn't have to go and say, right, in the previous films we talked about, because she was mad and you heard this backstory. It was so poetic. It was so, for me, it was very beautiful in the sense of you instantly understood the difficulty between those two sisters and what it meant to each other, and also what it meant for Thanos.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think I don't. Here's a little question. Do you think Thanos worked so well because of the hype towards him? as opposed to like in spite of, you know, because like a lot of these villains when they get hyped up, like, oh, Ultron's gonna be the villain, Ultron, everyone's gonna be buzzing, and then Ultron was like, fine, right? Thanos, because he's been drip fed through like post-credit scenes, and he had quite a big role in the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Do you think that's maybe kind of added to kind of people being like, oh wow, like I'm really ready for him to just come and kick some ass?
Like I said, I think the main thing was because just from the word go, he was a badass, and it was the fact that like, and they emphasised that where he starts to fight the Hulk, and then they go to help, and the Ebony Maw, who goes kind of puts his arm across and goes, no, he's got this.
Yeah, like let him have some fun.
This guy's a badass, and he annihilates the Hulk, and we don't know for certain, but that might be why the Hulk refuses to come back out, because he's so scared of Thanos.
He's like, this guy destroyed me. Like, I don't want to do that again.
That was my take, and I know there's a lot of different theories of why Hulk wouldn't come out, but that's my take on it, that he was just so scared of Thanos.
This is the first time that we actually saw Bruce Banner speak to the Hulk.
Yeah.
You know? This is the first time that I'm like, this is now, for me, for being quite a secondary character, the Hulk, right, in these films, in this like I say, trilogy, this like universe, it was the first time I felt like, okay, I've seen everything with the Hulk now. I'm really pleased in terms of where they are.
Yeah.
I don't know where they're going to go. And again, this is maybe my thoughts into the second film, but...
Well, you just told your horses there.
This is the second film in the Hulk trilogy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thor Ragnarok's the first film.
Yeah.
This is the second film,
and the third
one's going to be to imagine the next Avengers film. So
that's when we find out that Hulk's actually a Skrull.
Oh, right. But yeah, I have to say, Craig, our friend, had he nearly called it when we seen the Hulkbuster.
Oh yeah,
in the trailer.
Yeah,
he went, "That's not Iron Man in that," and I went, "What are you on about? Of course it is."
Yeah.
He went, "That's Bruce Banner in that," and I was like, "What?" He was like, "That'll be Bruce Banner in the Hulkbuster fighting the Hulk."
That would have been the coolest thing ever.
Because he was saying
Thanos
he thought Thanos
them.
might have split them, and that would have been really cool.
I thought that they were going to be split.
Yeah.
And the Hulk would maybe go missing or something. They're like, well, this is no good. Because you're just a man, Bruce.
Because he could be a future villain.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that gives him the scope to do kind of Planet Hulk, which would be so cool. Yeah. That would be really cool. But I mean, Thanos as a villain, I think he was my favorite. I need to kind of go back and rewatch loads of them, because like I really like the Ant-Man villain. Because like,
really?
I can get into that for like totally different. Like that's a different video. Ant-Man's maybe my favorite Marvel movie. For like the weirdest reason ever. Thanos though is like,
it's Honey I Shrunk the Kids done really well.
It's Honey I Shrunk the Kids,
which is
with lasers.
Yeah. But
Thanos is, I think I agree with you completely. I think they did so well in kind of giving you enough to go on and be like, whoa, this guy is like motivated, but then like they don't give you everything, and you're still kind of
we didn't get flashbacks to him being on Titan and him seeing the struggle on Titan.
Yeah, like we didn't get baby Thanos and stuff. And because if you did, that would kind of oversaturate it. You'd be like, oh right, we get it. Like he had a tough life. I already know enough about him because of the previous movies, right? And even that's like tiny bits of information that you've pieced together. And that's the thing I love, is that they've given you little bits to piece together, and then you get this massive bit, and it's like a puzzle, really, because you're like, but even before this movie came out, people were like, oh, Thanos is the villain. And they were like, yeah, he's the villain. Like, he's the big bad guy. The way they've done it is absolutely genius, you know?
And I mean, there's a comic book series which kind of is his backstory called Thanos Rising. He meets this girl. He's quite an outcast on his planet. And he meets this girl and he kind of falls in love with her and stuff. And he really wants to impress her. And then he gets exiled from thing, and it goes on and on. And then it turns out that this girl has never been there the entire time. It was death.
And then because he's in love with death, isn't he? Yeah.
And it's the whole thing of, is it actually death or is he just insane?
Yeah.
And obviously when it comes up with Deadpool and things like that, which ties them well, they do the whole thing about they're both actually seeing death.
Yeah, because death loves Deadpool, doesn't she? Yeah.
But yeah, it's really cool, the whole death thing.
Yeah. But I wonder if they'll explore that, like, their own weird way.
I don't know.
Like, because I kind of thought, I didn't think they were going to do it, but I thought when he went into kind of the Soul Stone to talk to Baby Gamora, I was like, is this where they just drop in that, like, death is a thing? You know,
Well,
I thought they were going to do that there.
And have Gamora play Death.
Yeah, because he loves Gamora.
Yeah.
But then, like, I don't think that's what they're doing.
No.
Because then Deadpool would be in love with a child.
Well, we'll come back to that in a second.
But like for me, the if you look at the film as a piece as a whole, it's all about like sacrifice.
Yeah.
And it's all about what do you need to do. You know, it was like, oh, what was it like? Steve Rogers went and said, "We don't trade people, we don't sacrifice."
Yeah, like
Vision
one
was
life
going to-
shouldn't be a sacrifice in any case.
You know, all that kind of stuff. You do not need to die to us to stop Thanos, even though
it's Vision.
yeah, or you know, all that kind of stuff, or where they were going to try and rip the time stone off bloody Doctor Strange, and or no, what was it? Iron Man was going to die, unless Doctor Strange did something, so he gave over the time stone or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I really liked that was the message constantly, that there was something to sacrifice in order to achieve that.
I think that's the setup for the next film, which
Yeah,
we'll come back in a second. Before we do that, what was, say, 2 moments in the film that made you go, oh wow, that's amazing? So I mean, I've got 2 in my head, so I could get started with one. The first one had to be, I can't remember the actor's name, the guy from The Matrix who played Red Skull, when Red Skull appeared, because there's been so much stuff like, I will never go back to Marvel, I will never work with Marvel Studios again, I hated it there.
It wasn't him though.
And then, what?
It wasn't that
It wasn't him, it was
someone else.
It was a voice impersonator.
No! Don't do that to me!
He was all CG, yeah.
No.
It was a guy that was impersonating his voice.
Oh,
It was.
you've broke my heart.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Because the Red Skull moment for me,
Yeah,
I lost
well,
my
at that
shit.
time, it doesn't matter, because when I was in the cinema, I didn't know that, and I went
same.
mental.
I was like, when he came down, I was like, I know that voice. Whose voice is that? I've heard that voice before. Is that? I was like, that can't be Zola.
And then he does the Jedi moment.
Yeah. And then you just see the big, like, flatey red nostrils, and you're like, oh, what? That bit for me, I was like, I thought it was the coolest bit.
Yeah.
That was so cool. Okay. And then I was like, oh, Red Skull's coming back, he's going to be a villain. And then everyone's like, no, that's pretty much it. And I'm like, oh.
Any other cool moments you can think of?
As I say, well, I've already mentioned it, but Hulk actually speaking to Bruce, that to me was really cool.
Surely Edinburgh. I was freaking out at the Edinburgh bit stuff. I was like, some of it was like, oh, it's so cool. Oh my god, that's Edinburgh. Oh my god, that's Edinburgh. But then see when Captain America done that walking
in
out
the bloody train
because
station.
In the trailer, that's made out as if it's in Wakanda. Yeah. But that's in Waverley, and I'm like,
man. I know. I've got on that station and I've got that platform before. Yeah. Okay, wow.
My train's been late there
that's
too.
That's the one that Livingston train goes to.
Get away.
Yeah.
And Chris Evans came to Livy for the day.
It's either platform 13 or it's that one. I think it's 9 or 10, that one. So yeah, that's the one that
and tours around the festival being like, and here's the corner where it had a sign say, we deep fry kebabs, and had a Scotland flag on it, funny. Just to let you know this is a chippy in Scotland, and
it's also a t-shirt shop in real life.
I know.
The cool. I like the bit when they pulled around the Quinjet and you could see Edinburgh Castle.
Yeah,
that's so nice.
Yeah,
I think my other favourite bit though would probably be Thor getting his hammer, like when he reappears.
Yes,
because that bit, like for me, I think Thor was maybe my favourite character. No, he definitely wasn't. But I'll tell you who was in time. Build that tension.
Okay.
Like I loved when he came back and was like in full Thor, like Thor 1 armor and stuff. Yeah. And I was like, this is so. We've been waiting a whole movie to see this. I really like that. That was really cool.
How does it compare to Justice League?
I don't think you can. Because it's not fair. Like genuinely, because for a couple of reasons. Like one, like
it was good.
Yeah, and it's just like simply, it's a better movie.
Yeah. How can you juggle about 60 characters in one film and have 5 characters in another and fuck up?
Do you remember when like the first Avengers movie came out and everyone was like, how are they going to make a movie with like 4 characters in it? Like, good luck.
Yeah.
I know they just done one with like 70.
Yeah.
Like they've done one with a Game of Thrones cast and been like, yeah, it's nothing. Whereas Justice League, it was like, I don't care about Cyborg. Like, just kill him already. Yeah. Like, I'm done with him after one movie. Like, who's your villain? What? I don't get this.
And the same thing, a lot of people that are big DC fans or big comic book fans are likely to watch shows like The Flash.
Yeah.
And will be heavily invested in the character for, I think it was 3.5 seasons at that point when the movie came out.
Yeah.
Of The Flash, the Barry Allen that we've got on the CW network.
Yeah.
And to have somebody else be The Flash, to be Barry Allen, that's a core group of your fans going, man, you're all right, but you're not my Barry.
Yeah.
And it's a totally different like vibe as well. Like the DC shows, they get so much love because it's like they're not like so dour all the time.
Yeah.
Whereas Justice League, it was like, I don't know, like it was brighter, but it was still kind of like so dim. And
but even if you went and compared Justice League's antagonist, which is Steppenwolf, that is
so forgettable,
a CGI who is he, right?
Yeah, like,
and then you've got Thanos, a CGI who is he, but he gets the Oscar, the Andy Serkis Award of animated characters in a film. I don't know.
Absolutely,
It's a special Oscars surely for
totally.
Andy Serkis, probably.
Yeah,
there.
Andy Serkis sitting in his living room like, you.
But I cared about him. That's what I'm saying. That's the whole thing Infinity War, as I say, was centered around Thanos as the villain, as unstoppable force. You had Steppenwolf, who we forgot about. Then it was fucking Superman that we forgot about, and then it was was it Cyborg, and then we forgot about it, and then it was all themselves breaking apart. And I'm like, what? It was a mess.
It was an absolute mess.
So bringing it back to Infinity War, how are they going to figure this out? What next?
So this is the only two bugbears I have with the movie. This is the only two that I have.
Everyone's dead.
No, well, that's not a bugbear. I love that. 3 bugbears, then, if you're going to put it like that. But is the post-credit scene kind of like turned me off a bit.
Why? That was brilliant.
And I was fine up until like they did the kind of like, oh, I'll just send a pager to Captain Marvel, who's apparently existed this whole time, but I'll just decide to page her now because it's got really bad.
But we'll get that explained in the Captain Marvel film, why she hasn't been around.
I just feel like it's kind of, it's like Dragon Ball Z, right?
Mm.
For every situation, someone is always only at 75% their true power. There's always like another Super Saiyan that they can like, if I train hard enough, I will become Super Saiyan 7 or something. It just felt a bit like that. And what I would have loved is if they just left it, and it's the original Avengers team that are like, we have to figure this out.
Nah,
what do we do?
I disagree.
I would have preferred that.
No, because you've got the Captain Marvel film coming out next.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, I don't know what it is, but say, for example, she has we get a film set in the 90s with her, and then at the end of the film, she has to go to the planet where her powers have came from, and that's where she's been. And she's just back,
right.
and then this is what, you know, and that's how it ties in and stuff. Maybe, something like that. That's what that's just a thought that's off the top of my head to explain why she's not been an Avenger so far.
Yeah.
But I love the image of the original team being together and her wielding the Infinity Gauntlet, because I think that's where it's going. That my theory is that, and to bring everyone back, there will have to be, like we were talking about earlier, sacrifice. And
Iron Man, Captain America.
Captain America will have to sacrifice himself, and he'll willingly do it to get everybody back, but also to get his 2 best mates back.
I am Steve Rogers.
Iron Man will do it to get Spider-Man back. I think Hawkeye's family are all going to be dead, so he'll do it to get his family back.
He's apparently Ronin in the next movie.
All right.
Like he's all like, I'm edgy now. I'm not Hawkeye. I'm Ronin.
Hawkeye's a shit character, but
Hawkeye's actually one of my personal favorites because he's so terrible at what he does.
I've got special arrows.
Have you noticed for however many, like, and I've said this to you a few times, like Hawkeye's kind of my favorite because it's like his thing is like, I never miss, but all he seems to do in like big moments is miss. But yeah, like
I think he'll do that to get his family back, and I think Thor will survive because he's a god. And
everyone liked his last movie.
Black Widow might die, and then that would mean her film would have to be set in the past,
which would be pretty cool.
Yeah. So
I'd like to see kind of like,
and then because she's wielding the Infinity Gauntlet, Captain Marvel survives, and they're like,
what about like Scarlet Witch?
She's dead. She faded away, so she'll come back.
What about Vision?
I don't know about him because he was already dead.
I would just love him to stay dead.
Aye. The only other thing is the whole time thing, going back to exactly before the thing got taken away. So I don't know if that could be a part of it. But,
yeah, I don't know. I mean,
So I love the idea that it's the old team getting together with one extra person, and I love that it's Captain Marvel, especially because it's played by
Brie Larson.
who I love, especially in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
She's amazing in that movie.
She's amazing in that film, and that's an amazing film.
Yeah, that's one of the best ones that's ever been made.
Yeah,
It's the best song, like one of the best songs in the world.
Yeah.
there's so many of them.
Oh, yeah.
Such a good soundtrack. Anyway,
Oh yeah.
I guess what I mean by it is it just seems kind of like convenient that all of a sudden we can page her now, even though we couldn't when
we'll find out
New
why.
York got
And
invaded.
I do want
and
the
see-
Power
see-
Rangers.
It did seem a bit like
See if there's a reason.
yeah.
I think it's a pager because she's from the
The
90s.
90s.
Yeah, and she's maybe just back, and she doesn't know
Well,
about
it's not
new
just a pager,
technology.
Gavin. It's a sonic pager.
But see if there's no like reasonable explanation for where she's been. I
Yeah.
will apologize.
See if she's just like
I will do a
An
like
apology
a naked
podcast.
a naked podcast or something.
no one needs to.
Well, I don't
No one
want
needs
that.
to hear that.
I don't want.
Oh, but this will be in like 6 months' time when our gym buddies.
Shredded.
Yeah, we'll be shredded.
Everyone will be like, "Is that Chris Evans?" And Chris Evans with a ginger beard. And we'll be like, "Maybe."
So Robert, what's your thoughts on what's going to happen next?
I'm thinking reality bending. I'm thinking you've got Doctor Strange is the only person that has seen them beat Thanos.
Yep.
And he was so willing to give over that stone.
And he did say, "I'm sorry, Tony. This
It
is
had
the
to
only
be
way."
this way, yeah,
and
yeah.
that makes me think Tony's dying.
Okay.
Yeah,
Definitely.
oh, totally.
Aye, and
So-
that's why he's apologising to him because he's like, "Look, in the long term, you're gonna die, and I'm sorry."
Yeah, like I'm just keeping you alive for a little bit longer, buddy. Enjoy it.
So they just expanded on this other spectrum worlds that Doctor Strange is meant to be responsible for and protecting people on, and you're going to be up against a guy that can bend realities. I think they're going to have a big, massive showdown in the mental world and physical.
Well, because yeah,
So you're going to have the Hulk against Thanos. You're going to have Doctor Strange in the mind, all that kind of stuff at the same time. It'll be a big, massive blowout. It'll be great. What I was also thinking, Loki.
oh yeah.
He's fake death. He's fake death
I
many times.
certainly
Nah,
hope not.
he is dead.
He might have done whatever. He might be Bruce Banner. I'm doing a really good show of not turning into the Hulk.
He's
Mhm.
dead.
I mean, I hope Loki's dead because like
I liked that arc. I really enjoyed the Loki.
So wait,
Yeah.
you think that Bruce Banner was actually Tom Hiddleston pretending, and that's why he couldn't become the Hulk?
yeah, when they're on Earth. Yeah, who
You
got
think-
sent back?
You think it was Loki?
Who got sent back by Thingy? Yeah.
oh,
See, like
And-
how would that be? Like, so he
and
wouldn't
then-
turn into the Hulk because
Yeah, because he can try and do it,
but he
and
doesn't.
he
He can't.
physically become the Hulk because then they can't replicate that strength.
I guess like the only thing that
again that's really far fetched. But I think that's
the
Ooh.
only
a good,
thing that puts me
Gavin
off.
Light,
The
Gavin
only
Light.
thing that
Cool,
puts
eh?
me off that is when he's on his own in the Iron Man suit. He does talk to himself and the Hulk.
I know.
Like,
I
why
know.
would he? Why would Loki do that?
I know.
But I mean,
It falls
maybe
flat on my idea.
maybe Loki's gone method. We don't know.
Yeah.
We
Or
don't know.
maybe Loki knows there's a camera inside the Iron Man suit.
Good
If
Jarvis.
anything, what I hope they bring back, I hope they bring back everyone. I hope that Ebony Maw comes back and he
Yeah.
gets his own solo movie because he was the best character. for
Squidward
me.
was great.
He was amazing.
So future the MCU, what we're thinking?
I'm really excited.
20 more films, 30 more years.
100 more episodes, Morty, and 100 more episodes.
So follow. How do you guys see the Avengers lining up, and what sort of things can we expect following Avengers 4?
So I think, I mean, they've been pretty blatant and explicit in saying that they're going to shake. They're not going to do like another massive build up.
Yeah,
So I think
but they'll still do the
they'll
Avengers
still do the
films.
Avengers movies, and they'll still have their like poignant villains and their storylines that people know and love. So I think they're going to probably go Skrulls next. That seems to be like that makes the most sense. What excites me more is Doctor Doom.
I think that's kind of a natural step, I think.
They have hinted at doing more different things. So
Yeah.
like yes, have the Avengers, but what I took from that was also have X-Men,
Yeah,
maybe done better, but you probably have to give that some time. Fantastic Four,
Yeah,
and have it separate from the Avengers. Maybe have a little bit crossovers now and then, but like they said, not building up to a big thing.
because I mean, when you get Doctor Doom, you get my favorites, and you get like Silver Surfer.
Mhm.
You get Galactus, who is like balance.
And
Well, is that
hopefully not a cloud.
Yeah, hopefully not like Smog.
Because that was the thing about, what was it called? Red Skull, how he was stuck in that place is because he was trapped there by the Watchers and stuff. Is it
Yeah,
not? Is
yeah.
it-
He's tasked by them to guard the Soul Stone.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and it's all that kind of stuff where it's
That's why he can fly now.
yeah. Honestly, do that with that universe of X-Men. Fucking, that'll be brilliant.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Well, I think looking ahead to the future of the MCU, I think we're going to have no Steve Rogers, so
Yep.
there'll be probably a Captain America film, but the whole film will be around who takes up the shield next.
Do you think it
And
maybe
it'll
becomes
be-
less about who is the next Captain America, but like just people sharing the title?
Well, I think it's going to be down to two people, and it'll
Bucky
be
or-
Bucky and Falcon, and the two of them will kind of, because there's been a good comic on that following the death of Captain America, where they kind of both fight for it and they both take it on and go separate ways with separate teams and stuff, and so it's cool stuff with that.
I would watch
think,
that movie. That'd be cool.
I think Captain Marvel will lead the Avengers.
Yeah,
going
definitely.
forward.
She's like the new Iron Man, isn't she?
And I think more Doctor Strange, probably more Scarlet Witch,
Definitely more
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So it'll be a team made up of
Yeah.
them. Did I say Doctor Strange?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wolverine.
And Ant-Man. Don't you dare forget about Ant-Man. He'll maybe be there.
who else?
Maybe.
Who else has been in Avengers? That's we've seen in a film.
Well, Black Panther.
Black Panther, yeah.
Because
Black
His
Panther.
movie, you don't make $1 billion and then not get in the Avengers.
Yeah, he'll be a big part because he disappeared.
Yeah.
Although the woman from
Yeah.
Walking Dead didn't disappear.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's going to be like a switch or anything,
If they're going to be
worried
super
for her.
ballsy, and yeah, like I thought they're either going to be, I don't think they will because they have like a decent formula for Black Panther. So why would you change it now? I was like, maybe they'll be really ballsy and just like cast her as the new Black Panther.
Mhm.
But they're not going to do that.
I kind of realised like while the credits were on, the people that have faded away are definitely going to be in the films going forward.
Yeah.
And I see when Agent Hill and especially Samuel L. Jackson faded
Yeah.
away, I was like, yes, thank God.
You coming back? Although Agent Hill, I'm like, I don't need you anymore.
Motherfucker.
That was the best. That was the I like that bit. I like that bit.
So, Robert, what's your thoughts in the future?
Let's say a lot
Like
more
same-
films. I'm kind of happy that this is now coming to a close in terms of this universe.
Yeah, like this section of it.
Yeah.
We're like done with it.
We're definitely, the first Avenger films was meant to be the kind of introduction to this. We'd definitely go the end to all of this.
You could package phase 1, 2, and 3 into
Yeah.
one,
Feels quite
one
sad,
phase.
doesn't it? Like
And now we're going into like a phase 2 rather than phase 4.
Yeah.
Like if
Which-
you think about it, we've been watching these movies since we were. Well, I'm the baby, so I've been watching them since I was 16, and you guys watched them when you were like what, 38?
18.
Yeah, when
But,
was
like,
the first
so
Iron Man?
No.
Iron Man 10 years ago.
10 years.
Was it really 10 years?
Yeah,
ago?
yeah.
Okay. How many what about it points did we give out of what about it points?
out of 17 WAIs, how many are we giving it?
I'm gonna give it 13.9. No, I'll probably give it like, for pacing issues towards the end with the Nidavellir bit, and the post-credit sequence, and the fact that like I know they're not all dead. It's like 14.
I'll give it 15.5 WAIs out of 17.
Sounds like something you get from the police when you drive home drunk at WAI.
Yeah.
I'll give it 16 and a half.
Oh, he's only 0.5 off.
Because that I can tell you, though, just to check with our producer that doesn't exist, that is a new high record.
Oh my God.
That's the highest WAI record rating. That's a
This is
new
incredible.
record.
I'm going
New
for the title.
record.
He's going for the
New
title.
record.
Everyone, mark your calendars. Remember where you were today.
Infinity War is the holder of the highest rated WAI rating
I've just
system
received
award.
an email from Mr. Disney, and he said like, "What about it? I've heard we've got the rating." I'm like, "Man, you don't even know."
You've got the record.
Did we answer the question? Infinity War. What about it?
It's good. Go see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That was alright.
Yeah, it's fine. I guess if you like good movies.
One Josh Brolin film to another.
Bloody Josh Brolin, but his bank account will be singing.
Deadpool 2.
Deadpool 2. Sorry.
What's our initial thoughts and feelings?
I really enjoyed it. I'll say this to the death. Best X-Men film ever.
Yeah, even though it wasn't an X-Men film, but yes.
Best X-Men film ever.
Yes. Aye. I loved the cameo from the X-Men.
Oh,
That was so funny.
That was sensational.
but they just figured out, like, this is the X-Men world. They got the characters right. That they were very true to the comics in a lot of the
Yeah.
sense. Did the research, and again, it's the whole kind of conversation about Infinity War, where you've got quite a few different characters that are involved, and doesn't detract from involving those little characters and how they input in the story.
I love the fact that it ripped off loads of other films and it knew it and it commented on it. For example, obviously there's a whole thing about the Terminator and they commented on that, but it's also Days of Future Past, and they made reference to that. They done the prison scene, and just before it they played a song that's in Guardians of the Galaxy 1, and they made the boy was about, you have to pick the biggest guy and go, that's my bitch, and that's the exact line that's in Guardians of the Galaxy. And then there's a whole thing where they're on the plane and they jump out and it starts playing AC/DC, and in Iron Man 1 Pepper Potts, or whatever the hell name is, kisses the helmet and chucks it out, and then AC/DC starts playing. There's lots of things like that. It's like, yes, we're just mashing up loads of things to make this crazy storyline, and we're ripping off other Marvel films and stuff, but we don't care, and we're going to acknowledge it.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
Like, even down to the choreograph of him when he was getting shot on the back of the bus by Cable, and he's doing some mental, like, samurai trying to, like, dodge the bullets and he gets shot to pieces. It's a scene lifted from Wolverine Origins of Deadpool doing that and defending all those bullets and just being,
and even with the cutting the
that's a shot for shot of what they did in the Origin movie,
which is brilliant. It is. It's for a Deadpool film. That is very, very good. To even think or involve that is really, really good.
So, I mean, obviously the first film done so well, and Robert, you were sort of saying this about awkward second album syndrome.
Yeah.
You kind of how do you feel this compared to the first one, and how do you think it followed up from the first one?
I definitely think it learned what was good about the first film and built on it. I don't think it was in your face. It's not like, oh, this is really funny, let's just make 100 times of this. I think it stands up really, really well. It does lose the shock factor that the first film had in some of the scenes, because I've seen it before. I kind of know what to expect in Deadpool, but I wasn't disappointed. And I think comparing the two, it's very, I've seen worse second films like Thor 2. So and
I'm trying to say that you didn't enjoy Thor 2: The Dark Thor?
Oh yeah, what was B Team called again? I can't remember.
I don't know. Like
yeah.
But I could name all the characters. No, I couldn't name all the characters.
I was gonna go for it.
Austin, your thoughts?
I thought it was pretty good.
Aye.
Like, I think Deadpool, I thought was a pretty good movie. I didn't think it was amazing. I thought it did something different, but I think kind of if you know what you're getting into, then you're kind of like, yeah, this is right. I think Deadpool 1 was a much better movie for a few reasons. I think for me this one was like way too long and like dragged quite a bit.
I wanted more.
I honestly, there's bits where I was like, is like still going. I thought it was pretty good. I don't think it was bad, but I don't think it was like, if I'm comparing it to the first one, I'm like, yeah, I'd probably watch the first one again.
See, I thought the thing with the first one was I did appreciate it, but like, because it was different, but I wasn't a big fan of the jumping back and forth and back and forth. And, like they're on the freeway and then they go to flashback and then back to the freeway, then to flashback and then the freeway and then all right, now you've
you're kind of always playing catch up with it. Yeah,
come on, just get on with it. Whereas this was just, there was a wee bit of flashback just at the very start, and it was like, right, now you've caught up and just right on with the rest of the film, and I preferred that. I thought this one took things a step further, and I think the first Deadpool was awesome, and I think this was really awesome, and I think this is actually a better film than the first one, especially because they've got more stuff, like you say, with X-Men, with X-Force, where it embraces being a Marvel film and an X-Men film more.
It does things that better than the first movie. The chief one being that it has a villain. The first movie didn't have a villain. It had a guy that was not nice. The villain in the first one, I was like, I don't even know who that is anymore. This one, I really like the villain. I like the inclusion of the cheeky second villain, Juggernaut. That was awesome.
Oh, they did Juggernaut so well.
That was awesome.
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
I really wanted them to include that line, because that is like my favourite line from a superhero movie.
I would have
ever.
loved it if Deadpool had said it.
Yeah, like
If
he's
we've
the
got a-
Juggernaut, bitch, or something like.
No, he was just a big fan. He was like, oh my god.
Yeah,
You know?
it would have been amazing if someone was like, "Who the hell is that guy?" And then he
Yeah.
went, "He's the Juggernaut, bitch."
Yeah.
And like a British accent.
Yeah, quite like, I love the fact that they done that. I was sitting when they're on that plane. I was like, right, okay, this is the X Force.
Yeah.
I was like, right, they had me. I was like, right, okay, I'm sold. This is who they like. Okay, one or two of them will probably die before the end of the film, but majority of them, like Terry Crews, I'm like, yeah, he's
in for the long haul.
He's in this. You know, this is it. And to then see what happened
It's
after
the best.
that was sensational.
That was my favourite
Yeah.
part of the
And
movie.
for the fact that only two of them survived, I was like, well, that was short-lived.
That was my favourite part of the movie.
Yeah.
Is that they like took what you thought like the buddy movies were going to be, and then just be like, oh no, but we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Like,
I loved the little cameo from Brad Pitt. Yeah.
who was originally going to be Cable,
Aye, I heard
which
that.
is
I know.
amazing.
There's
And-
another cameo.
Yeah, Matt Damon and Alan
Tudyk, yeah, the
as
hillbillies.
the two hillbillies. So, yeah, you mentioned it there, and obviously we're talking about X-Force there.
Oh.
Going forward, what's your thoughts then? Either Deadpool 3 or X-Force, whatever it ends up being called. What's your predictions?
I would love to see an X-Force, like a kind of a building the team, but then I'm like, who would the villain be? Would you just bring Juggernaut back? Because he didn't die.
You did see him getting out of the pool,
Yeah.
yeah.
And he is like...
Nah, I think maybe I'd probably put them up against another ensemble team and have him part of that, or have Juggernaut come back later on in another film.
Well,
He
like
could
the
do
Brotherhood or something. Or
Oh, that'd be cool.
like not have the characters that you know from the X-Men, but have, so you don't have your Mystique or Magneto, but
Yeah.
have Sabretooth and I'm trying to think of other
Some
people.
of the B team.
You could have Gambit
Yeah.
when it used to be in Brotherhood.
Oh no,
Yeah.
but then you'd need to get a good Gambit movie.
Gambit was so good.
Oh.
Well, actually, no, we got a good Gambit from the X-Men Origins.
Oh.
Oh,
Maybe.
no. Oh. And it's not Channing Tatum.
Oh,
But
it might be.
no. My predictions, and I was discussing this with Austin before we went to actually see Deadpool.
Mhm.
Was I want to see Copycat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I was so gutted when she died.
Right, but then I heard that there's this whole thing about Domino and Cable as a kind of romantic link, and for the most of that romantic link, Domino was actually Copycat, and Copycat, part of the issue with her powers is that she'll turn into someone else, but that person takes over her, and she kind of forgets that she's transformed into this person.
Goes full method.
So, yeah, pretty much. But she copies her powers and everything. So I've got a hope. Well, they've kind of implanted that idea that potentially, because you never saw her body, okay, that she's Domino in Deadpool 2.
So where's Domino?
Well, you don't really get an origins of Domino.
Domino
Domino's just there. She's
Domino
just,
ends up being Peter.
Yeah.
So Domino's just away someone else doing something else.
I don't know.
So maybe they'll bump into another Domino and it'll be like,
It'll be like,
how's there two?
But like, it's just, for me, it's quite interesting. They kept that character very, very sparse in terms of any history, or she's just like, oh yeah, I just joined the team and yeah, this is what I do.
Yeah.
And she had some like gripes with Deadpool, a bit of back and forth and all that kind of stuff.
Mm.
The same way that she had in the first film, even when they were first dating and stuff like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm keen. That'd be cool.
I-
It
cool.
would
I
certainly flip it.
Yeah, I hope that seed was planted.
The only
on purpose.
other possibility for the actress to still stay on board is if that wasn't actually Vanessa talking, it was actually Death.
Oh.
Ooh.
And
Yes. Or maybe she becomes Death.
or Vanessa's spirit moves on, but Death is just played by that actress. And
Yeah,
just,
and because that's
this is I've chosen an image that you'll
like
appreciate.
this is your representation of Death.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then that way you get the whole Deadpool fall
That's
having a
clever.
love affair with Death.
You should email Ryan Reynolds this.
I should.
He's probably not thought about this at all.
Well, I don't know.
That's really
again,
cool though. I love that.
I trust the level of the
Again,
comic
that was
detail.
conversation with Craig. Craig's he's putting the ball.
I like that idea.
But like, as I say, the attention to detail from the comics in terms of Deadpool I've seen so far, I would trust that there would be some kind of some story that they're definitely going to
Some little
involve.
twist.
Yeah.
That's already
Yeah.
been done or been written. What happened to the Howard the Duck film? Has that been out or?
It was out in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know how they involved it in part of the Marvel universe?
On Guardians of the
Guardians
Galaxy.
of the Galaxy.
Like he was owned by the Collector.
Yeah.
I feel like
I would like a crossover with Deadpool.
Howard the Duck and Deadpool, but Howard the Duck's R-rated now.
True, that's one character they could move over.
They could literally
That'd be
like,
funny.
they could combine, because Deadpool could do that. If the minute they're in that universe,
Yeah.
that would be
that character. Aye.
I would like to see the original puppet Howard the Duck, though. I think that'd be funny
my
as
God.
anything. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of like, in terms of expectations and like for the next movie, I don't really like. This is gonna sound really like I hated it, but I didn't. I don't really have any. I'm kind of like, I'm just willing to go on this Deadpool ride and just let them take me where they're gonna take me. They're doing a pretty good job of it already, you know.
So how many WIs? Just to finish up, how many WIs have we given it out of?
What's
17?
our 17?
17 W.
I'll give it 14 and a half.
I'll go like 11.
Yeah, I'll give it 14 and a half. I agree, that's a fair.
Oh, I thought the record was gonna get broken again.
No.
No,
Don't worry.
no. I'm hoping out for a better X-Men film.
Oh, you'll be waiting a while.
No, like they got it right. They got it right. Like I saw Colossus, not just a silver man that's like
a man that can turn
a mental
silver.
American. He's a Russian guy that's meant to be from a communist background, who's also mega Christian and doesn't want. He's literally Steve Rogers. And
Yeah.
I
But
love that. He
silver.
got,
They've been watching the 90s cartoon.
yeah. Well,
Oh,
that's because it's
definitely.
based on the character,
It's
but
spitting. Yeah, but like the just screen.
it was so good.
Yeah.
Getting him to say fuck as well, like that was on Deadpool's deathbed. They had to go and get him to say fuck. That was brilliant.
Okay, so we'll finish up there.
Cool.
Yes. So, thanks for listening.
Yeah, well, hope you. What did you think of these movies?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy Infinity War? What did you enjoy Deadpool 2? Have you seen them yet? If not, then gutted for you because we just spoiled them for you.
We're going to have nothing to talk about for any more podcasts because I feel like we've talked about Infinity War
Yeah.
about
It's
a million
finally
times.
here, and
Exactly.
then-
Well, you
Yeah.
got part 2 at least. We got part 2.
Next year.
Hype.
Hype, 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 hype.
Yep. What about .co.uk should hopefully be running to find the podcast if you want to watch it on a browser.
Tell you what, go on and check.
Yeah. What about show@gmail.com? You can send us fan art. I did receive one piece of fan art.
We want more.
I want more.
He needs more. Now he's got his first taste.
Exactly. But yeah. Yep, that whatabout.co.uk, it does work. We've just checked out.
We are live.
We are live.
We are live. What about it?
Who about it?
Why about it?
Using the handle @WhatAboutItShow, you can find us on all the social medias. Make sure you do find us there and give us a follow, and also search for us on YouTube and give us a subscribe.